Welcome to another blessed dawn. This is another day that the Lord has made. Hoping y'all making it a great day. Whatever you're going through, just know you're gonna get through. Whatever it is that you may be facing, just understand that this too should come to pass. You know, everything happens for a reason, but you know, it'll be alright if you don't quit. You know what I'm saying? You don't give up. You trust the process. You trust in the process. Trust the process. Treat me gentle. Yeah. What's up, y'all? See, everything we go through, it happen. You know, everything we go through, it happen for a reason, you know? That's alright. You know, it come a time where you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Because time ain't gonna wait on you. You know what I'm saying? You sitting around waiting for somebody to do something for you when you can get out and do it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You only got so much time in the day. You only got so much time to do what you got to do. And if you got people that's around you that's trying to slow you down and stop you, then you need to recognize and realize it's time for you to do something that change your situation. But as y'all enter into this live, I need you to tap the screen, share the video, comment on the video, and let it spread throughout the algorithms. That way other people can be notified that we are live, like action. The time is now. I don't want your money. I want you to pay attention. You see what I'm saying? I want you to participate. And as long as you participate, everybody gonna be okay. Cause I want you to mind the business that pay you. But I don't want you coming in here leaving out the same way that you came. You see what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Maverick? I want you to. I don't want you coming in here leaving out the same way that you came. Now, okay? Now I need you to, support the live. And the more you support the live, the more I can support you. The more you help yourself, the more I can help you. See, the more you show up, the more I can show up for you. But then we have to be able to come together as brothers and sisters. How you gonna love a God that you never seen, but then you hate your brothers and sisters that you see every day? You see what I'm saying? You gotta learn to give support. You gotta learn to support. Because if you ain't supporting, you ain't important. But you're very important to me. That's why I need you to step up, and I need you to sit back. And if you got your thinking cap on, I need you to pay attention because this train is about to get moving, and I don't want no child left behind. Understand what I'm saying? We must go on, and the show must go on. You can't keep on slowing down and stopping because you got somebody feeling some type of way about your success. You're gonna have to know that you're blessed. You're gonna have to know that you're blessed coming in and you're blessed going out. So as you enter into the live, all I ask for your participation. If you're gonna pay me any attention, I need you just to support the live. But you know it's by choice, it's not by force. If you just want to sit here and you just want to learn and you want to get the help, that's all good too. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have to leave. I just need you to pay attention. And as long as you're paying attention, I can move forward. You see what I'm saying? I don't want your money. I just want you to pay yourself. You see what I'm saying? And if you pay yourself, then you're gonna be able to keep it moving. I appreciate that, Maverick. I received that, and I received that, and I receive it again. But see, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? You see what I'm saying? You gotta be able to take a licking and keep on ticking. See, I don't need your attention. I don't need your likes. I don't need your shares. You see what I'm saying? I don't need you here watching me unless you're learning something now. And if you're gonna sit here and learn, and if you're gonna get an uplift, all I ask you to do is support the live and tap the screen, share the video. That way other people can know that we live and we full effect and we ain't slowing down because the train gotta keep moving and we gotta keep going. We got places to be, we got people to meet, and we got people to see. We gotta work for the Most High God and we gotta do it now. You gotta stop waiting on somebody to validate you. You gotta stop waiting on somebody to hate on you. I need you to hate on yourself before you hate on somebody else. I need you to love yourself before you love somebody else. Because if you can't help yourself, you can't help me. If you can't love yourself, you can't love me. So I don't want you over here thinking that I need something from you. All I need you to do is mind your business. Mind the business that pay you. As long as you mind the business that pay you, I'm going to let you know something. You're going to be all right. But you got to start to trust in yourself. You got to start to love yourself. You remember the times when you used to sit back and maybe you had that teacher that was always talking to you, always giving you the lesson, always coming and holding you accountable. But see, in the back of your mind, you like, why is this person talking to me? They ain't my mama and daddy. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. You see what I'm saying? A Reeds, I appreciate the subscribe and I appreciate the like. You see what I'm saying? If you help me, I'm going to help you. If you bless me, I'm going to bless you. Blessed God give it, blessed He take it away. You got to be careful entertaining strangers because you never know if you're entertaining an angel. Understand what I'm saying? Now, y'all know that movie, Bruce Almighty. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Almighty, he wasn't scared of nobody. All he wanted to do was clean up. See what I'm saying? All he wanted to do was clean up and help somebody else. That's what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to extend a little mercy, extend a little grace. It ain't all about what somebody said. It ain't all about what somebody did. You're going to have to be the bigger person when you want to. You're going to have to be the bigger person when you don't want to. If you think you got some type of power to try to control somebody, you want to manipulate somebody, you keep on kicking people door down and you're trying to rob them and you tell them to put their hands up and give me what you got. Well, I want you to know God sits high and God look low. So if you thinking you get away with anything, understand what I'm saying now? Because God ain't going to let you get away with anything that you do. That's why it's important that you trust the process. It's important that you love yourself. It's important that you help yourself. It's important. You see what I'm saying? The time is now. The bell is ticking. The clock is ticking. You can see the writing on the wall that we are coming to some days that's going to be trying. We're going to come into some days that's going to be a challenge. But as you enter into this live, I need your participation. I don't want your money. I don't want nothing you got. Because if you ain't got it to give, it ain't no need for you giving it to me. And if it's going to hurt you to give it to me, I want you to keep that. And I want you to keep that. And then I want you to keep that too. You see what I'm saying? Don't let everybody take away from you. And that's right. Because if you let everybody take, you ain't going to have nothing for yourself. And by the time you look up, you're asking them for a pot to piss in, and they're going to tell you, you better get it how you get it. You see what I'm saying? It ain't all about peace, love, and light, because it ain't always light at the end of the tunnel until you keep going. Until you seek, you shall find. If you trust the process, then you will shine. But if you keep on looking for validation, you keep on looking for information, you soon will get there. But you can't look for it from the people that is envious of you. You understand what's going on, but see, they don't think you see what's going on because you've been walking by faith and not by sight for a long time. But I want to let you know, the more you help yourself, the more God gonna help you. The more you trust yourself, the more God gonna trust you. Understand now, you can never be God at giving. So you gotta support what's supportive of you. You gotta help what's helping you. Stop judging the book by its cover and talking about you ain't got this and you ain't got that. Let me tell you something. It all started with just $2 and 2 pennies and 75 cents. And all you need to do is manage what you got. If you use what you got left, you probably can get some more. But if you got your hands so tight, you don't want to help nobody, you don't want to trust yourself, you don't want to love yourself, then I tell you what, you're going to find out that you are in need because you don't want to help yourself. And if you don't want to help yourself, why would somebody else want to help you? If you ain't trying to value yourself, Why would somebody else try to value you? You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to know your worth. You're gonna have to know that the Most High God is for you and not against you. Because if the world is against you, then you got to be doing something right. But you can't be selfish. You can't have a hard heart. You see what I'm saying? You can't do it alone, because it's not good for man to live by bad alone. Don't hate on people if they didn't do nothing to you. Exactly. If them people ain't did nothing to you, then you need to mind your business, because everything happened for a reason, and God got you going through it just so you can get to it. But see, if you allow the world to turn your heart cold, you allow people to make you feel some type of way, then I gotta be the one to tell you that you're gonna slow yourself down, because can't nobody stop you but you. If you don't stop yourself, why would you think somebody else gonna stop you? They don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what you've been through, but you know what you've been through. And if you know what you've been through, don't let nobody tell you nothing. See what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be able to do it when it's hard. You're gonna have to be able to do it when it's easy. You gotta trust yourself. You the last one left. You look to your right, you look to your left, you see everybody down, you see everybody in their phones, they all distracted. They don't even understand that life is passing them by. But see, they think they got time, because we've been blinded by the things that we can't see. That's why the Most High God tell us to walk by faith and not by sight. But see, don't you worry about what it look like, because if you use what you got left, you ain't gonna get left. If you keep on moving to the right, it's gonna keep on getting bright. But if you move to the left and you move to the right, then you move to the left, then you might get stuck, because you got to keep going down a narrow path, and you got to keep going so you can look up. But if you allow that rock to stop you and block you, then you're going to be allowing yourself to stumble. So for the sake of time, which we ain't got much time, I'm going to need your participation. I'm going to need you to like this video, share this video, comment on this video. If this speaking to you, because I want you to come in here and I want you to leave out better than you left. Now, you can't rob God. I don't want none you got. You see what I'm saying? But I want you to pay attention. If you're going to do anything at all, I want you to understand, don't you fall. Because sometimes the going may get tough, and you might want to give up. But you got to keep your head up. You got to keep moving up. We got a lot of situations that are accumulating by the day. And, we need to come together and stick together, and we got to be able to help each other. We can't keep looking at, what somebody else doing. You got to worry about what you doing. Because when you take your focus off yourself and you're putting your focus on something else, you're probably going to take 10 steps back, because you ain't doing it for yourself. And if you ain't doing it for yourself, then you ain't going to get it for yourself. So if you gonna, you gotta mind the business that pay you now. As long as you mind the business that pay you, you're gonna be all right. But then if you think you're gonna get something free, if you can stay here all day if you want. You see what I'm saying? Because this show gonna go on, and this train gonna keep moving, and the music the music gonna keep on playing, and you know what I'm saying? When the music keep playing, I need you to understand that you gotta be ready. You gotta understand that the trumpets is sounding off. It's time to wake up. The time is now. You've been bound down long enough. You've been sitting down long enough. Now it's time to get up. It's time for you to remember who you are. It's time for you to tap back in. It's time for you to trust your gut. It's time for you to be a little bit more aware and a whole lot more mindful that is mind over matter. But then you got to be able to ask yourself, what's the matter? And if you can't check yourself, you might end up wrecking yourself. And then if you got somebody hating on you, I want you to know it's bad for their health. If you ain't got enough haters, I need you to get some. And if you got too many of them, I need you to send me some. Because I'm going to love you so good, you ain't going to know how to hate on me. You ain't going to know how to debate on me. You ain't going to know how to wait on me. You ain't going to know how I'm showing up. You ain't going to know how I'm coming. So guess what? Since you're here, I want your participation. See what I'm saying? I don't have all day. I'm tired. I got an hour or two of sleep. I'm running. You know what I'm saying? I'm running no overdrive because this avatar is ready to break down. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it up and I'm gonna keep it going because the soul is willing, but the flesh is weak. We gotta deny our flesh. You see, you gotta be able to get cut off your TV. You gotta be able to participate. You gotta be able to like the video. If you know you're receiving and you wanna not give back, then guess what? You might have got the message, but you didn't get the memo. You see what I'm saying? You want to rob God. You want to rob Peter to pay Paul. You think somebody want what you got. We keep adapting this crab in the bucket mentality to where we want to go and work for somebody, but we don't want to work for ourselves. And then when you see somebody working for themselves, now you want to shoot them down. Now you want to tell them to stand down. Instead of you telling them to stand up, and instead of you clapping for them, instead of you supporting them, you see what I'm saying? Then you just rather, hate from the sideline. You see what I'm saying? So you don't take all of that. The time is now. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You've been praying and asking God to show you the way. You've been praying and asking God to give you a new place to stay, give you a new environment. You see what I'm saying? You're tired of the darkness. You're tired of every time you get a breath of air, it seems like something coming down and snatch your air. Every time you get a helping hand, it seems something coming to cut your hand. I don't want your money. I don't want your time. I don't want your energy. But for the sake of time, I want you to participate. I want you to like the video. I want you to share the video. See what I'm saying? Because the more you help me, the more you're going to be helping yourself. But we got to be able to pay attention. We got to be able to walk by faith and not by sight. Every day you wake up, it's another day for you to get it right. It's another day for you to shine. It's another day for you to do better. Better and better. Can't keep settling for less. Can't keep waiting on somebody to do something for you that you can do for yourself. You keep on wanting to believe in people. You keep on wanting to seek validation when God is telling you to follow it through. God telling you to be quiet. God telling you to humble yourself. God telling you to trust yourself. You see what I'm saying? All right, Maverick, you had yourself a good night now. You come on back. When you get your rest, I'll be here. All right? Because the time is now. The time is now. We don't want to wait. We don't want to wait. We want to keep on keeping on. We want to keep on rolling. Because the show must go on. Brother Demigod, what's happening? What's happening? The time is now. We must keep moving. You're going to have a lot of people that's going to give up on you. You're going to have a lot of people that turn their back on you. But I want you to know the show must go on. Because you can't take everybody with you. See, everybody want to get in your picture, but they don't want to snap the flash. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way life is sometimes. It happens in a flash. You think you got all time in the day. You think you got time to waste. You're saying, I'm going to wait till tomorrow, and, I'm going to get up, and then, you fall asleep, and next thing you know, you can't get it done. Because you done waited too long, and you done sat back too long, and you done debated too long, you done prayed too long. And now after you pray about it, I don't want you to worry about it anymore. I want you to get up and do what you got to do, and I want you to be able to stay true to yourself now. You see what I'm saying? You got people that want to tell you what to think. They want to tell you how to do, but I want you to take your power back, and I want you to be mindful of the decisions that you are making. Every day is important. You got to make every day count. You got to make every day count. I understand you might be on a job that you don't want to be. I understand you got people talking from the left side. You got people talking from the right side. You got people on the highways and you got people on the byways. You got people that's having road rage and you got people having the ice age. Because if you let your heart turn cold, I appreciate it for the gifts. I thank you for the comments and the likes and the shares. You see what I'm saying? If you help me, you're going to be helping yourself. If you tap the screen and participate, guess what? You only going to be helping yourself, because if you can't help yourself, you sure can't help me. And if you think I need you, and I do need you, but I need you more than you need me. So if you can't do it for yourself, you can't do it for nobody else. And you got to be able to humble yourself when you're in class. See, when you're in class, you got to be able to pay attention. You got to be able to put your thinking cap on. You got to listen before you speak. And you got to process and eliminate. And before you speak, you got to make sure you're hearing what you're saying. You got to make sure you ain't too quick to open up your mouth because you think you know something. Because when you get to the point when you think you got it figured out, you realize you don't know nothing at all. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And you got to get tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, you've been crying long enough. You've been bound down long enough. You've been doing this. You've been doing that. Your soul is willing, but your flesh is weak. And you can't keep up. So you're going to have to pick one. Either you're going to love your flesh or you're going to deny yourself. And if you deny yourself, you probably can help somebody else, and you probably can go ahead and help them right now instead of telling them, you know what, I'll wait till tomorrow, as if you got forever in a day. Because guess what? The bell is ringing and the clock is ticking. So we got to keep on keeping on. We got to keep on doing what it is that's going to get us to the top. But I ain't talking about the top like the American dream. I'm talking about the top of your mind. If you get to the top of your mind, then the light on the inside is going to shine so bright. Because you got a soul that's willing, but your flesh keep on trying to pull it. Your flesh keep on tugging on you. That's why you won't quit. Because you're too legit to quit. That's why you walk through the darkness and you're still coming out and you're still being able to hold your head up. And a lot of people ain't understanding how you able to show up. They not understanding how you able to glow up. Because they know they done teamed up against you, and they know they tried to take you and trick you at your spot. But see, the God on the inside of you will not let you quit. As you walk through the valley of the shadows of death, you will fear no evil. You might have people coming against you to your left side. You might have people coming against you to the right side. But guess what? You're going to come out clean because you're a child of God. And when the Most High God put his hands on you, it ain't nothing that you're going to be able to do to stop it. So all them haters that's trying to blind you and stop you, I want you to stay true to you. I want you to know, blessed God give it, blessed God take it away. You got to learn how to treat people right. If I give you $1, you might don't have $1 to get me. But guess what? I'll take 2 pennies, and maybe I'll take 2 pennies a day, and until you add it up and build it up. But if I don't want you to give to me if it's your last. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? I'm going to end up hurting you, and you're going to end up hurting me. So what I want to do for you, you can't do for me. You see what I'm saying? Only thing you can do for me is support yourself. Only thing you can do for me is to help yourself. You know, I don't want to, store my treasures up and then it all fall down. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to build my foundation on shaky ground. I don't know if I'm coming and going. I don't know if the job gonna last. I don't know if the people gonna last. Sometimes people just, don't seem to understand that you got a good heart. Sometimes people just don't seem to understand that you walk down that narrow path and you get lonely sometimes. Sometimes you gotta cry because you don't want to hold it in. Because you don't want to get caught up in your feelings. Because that's a dangerous place to be. You want to get angry. You want to get all, serious with somebody because they said something to hurt your feelings. I told you now, you got to be able to listen more than you speak. You got to be able to pay attention. You got to have the mind over matter. And if you ain't got the mind over matter, then family doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're going to believe what somebody else tell you instead of opening the book up for yourself, and you just want to read the cover because you don't feel like turning the page, then you might get stuck in the ice age. You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't a time for you to be afraid. The time is now. We got a whole lot of people that's struggling. We got a whole lot of people that's suffering. We got a whole lot of people that don't know which way to go because we've been separated, divided, and we've been conquered. So we're gonna have to be able to come together. How you gonna love a God that you never seen? but you hate your brother that you see every day. And see, you got to be able to make it make sense now, because it's a cold world out here, and this world is not going to play with you. You got lions, tigers, and bears, and they ready to sniff you as weak. You see what I'm saying? But see, you got something on the inside of you that's been shaking up and that's been boiling up, and it's time to rise up. Whatever that is, that's your gut feeling. You start to trust yourself now. You don't need validation. If you know somebody that got something against you, you need to listen to yourself. You need to trust yourself. Because when they hating on you, that's bad for their health. So I want you to be a lover and not a fighter. I want you to give more than you receive. If you ain't got $1 to give, I want you to give what you got. You see what I'm saying? And if you ain't got nothing, I want you to ask for something so we can keep the ball rolling. We don't want to leave nobody behind, and we don't want to leave nobody blind. I'm not trying to kick your door in and tell you to put your hands up. Basically, I'm really just telling you to stand up and stop waiting on for somebody to do something that you know to do for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because we the last one left, and we're going to have to stand up, and we're going to have to take what's ours, because ain't nobody going to give it to you. I know you're tired of seeing your family struggle. I know you're tired of seeing your neighborhood divided. Nobody want to come outside and socialize. And if you wave your hand, if you look at somebody wrong, it almost seems like you didn't win in their pocket, because the world is getting colder by the day. We got bodies piling up. We got stores shutting down. We got people going out of business that didn't build it from the ground up. But guess what? When one door closes, another one open. When you keep your eyes on the prize, you just might get it. But if you quit before you get there, you may not reach it. So when the going get tough, that ain't the time for you to give up. That's the time for you to stand up. That's the time for you to move up. You see? Because if you can't believe, you can't keep on listening to the lies, the rumors of and the gossip, and all that he say, she say. People want to talk, and people want to do this, and people want to say that. But let me tell you something. You're gonna have to keep on walking the path. You're gonna have to see it through. You can't let the devil tear you apart. I know you got a good heart, and I know a lot of people then, took advantage of you. A lot of people didn't use you and abuse you and falsely accuse you. But I'm going to tell you something. It ain't about what you got, it's what you got left. And I ain't leaving nobody, and I ain't going to lead nobody to where, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. But, the show must go on. And you got to be able to speak your mind when somebody is doing something to offend you. I said speak your mind, not lose your mind. Now, if you lose your mind, then guess what? You might end up doing something that you wasn't trying to do because you had a moment. Hang on a second, y'all. I gotta let my dog out because I don't feel like cleaning up no poop. You know what I'm saying? Come on here. Sometimes you got to get your house in order before you try to get somebody else in order. Sometimes you got to crawl before you walk. You see what I'm saying? You can't keep on trying to run like the wind, and you ain't putting the right nutritions in the body. You ain't doing the right thing to take care of yourself. See what I'm saying? You want somebody else to help you, but you don't want to help you. You want to believe what somebody else say, but you don't want to believe what your own self say. So you got to go within. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? You see what I'm saying? You're looking for a friend. You're looking for somebody to love you. You're looking for love in all the wrong places. You're going to have to help yourself. Come on, let's go. Come on. I'll be right back, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. But I want you to be able to receive. I want you to be able to help yourself and love yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Joy, go lay down. I'm going to take you next. Go on now. Once again, you're going to have to do things for yourself, and, you can't keep on waiting around, and you can't keep on bowing down, because it's a cold world out here. And if you're alone, That's dangerous. So you're gonna have to be able to teamwork. You're gonna have to be able to make some connections. You can't be afraid to, help somebody. You can't be afraid to help yourself. You can't be afraid to you got to have enough love to go around now. You just can't be worrying about the last $2 you got. You got to get them dollars away. That's the only way you're going to get some more. I'm going to tell you something. Money ain't nothing but paper. Whoever said talk was cheap, then guess what? They must was telling a tale. You see what I'm saying? See, people want to feel like you owe them something, but at the same time, they want to, uh, wow. Okay. What just happened? Okay. Well, we live and learn. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to. We gotta be able to come together. But for the sake of time, if you're gonna sit here and stay here in the live, I want you to participate by coming to the front of the class, and those you in the back, I want you to step one seat forward. Scoot up one seat forward. I need you to put your pencils out and put your paper out and get ready because the show must go on and class is in session. And for the time being, I need your participation. I don't need your money, but I need you to like this video, share this video, and comment on this video. We need people to hear what's being said because we got to break bread and keep the poor man fed. We want to help the needy, but we don't want to help the greedy. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the type of world we live in. You got the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. You see what I'm saying? But then if you trying to get it for yourself and you're talking about how hard you had to grind, how hard it was for you, then you failing miserably because you're losing sight of where you're going because you're blinded by the money. You see what I'm saying? The money ain't gonna get you nowhere but left behind because you can't take it with you. So you got to see the bigger picture to love your brothers and sisters. How you gonna love a God that you never seen, but you hate your brothers and sisters that you see every day? You see what I'm saying? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? You see? You gotta be able to move. You're gonna have distractions, but you have to have vision. You gotta be able to keep on visioning. You gotta make the dream and you gotta see it through. You gotta leave the cigarettes alone. You gotta leave the drugs alone. You wanna get your lessons outside of school? Get rid of the drugs. Stay away from the in crowd. Get close to God. Every day your heart is being tested. Every day somebody call themselves doing something to get you out of character. I want you to know that your heart is being tested. I want you to know that you can't quit, because if you quit, you'll never get to the end of the tunnel. And that light is shining so bright, I know you can feel it. I know you're tired. I know trouble get in your way to where you might want to cry sometimes. But I want you to know it ain't about how long, it's about how strong. If you can hold on and you can keep on moving, and if you can keep on cruising, I promise you, you will not be losing for long. But you're going to have to choose yourself before you lose yourself. You're going to have to help yourself before you're able to help somebody else. You see what I'm saying now? One day at a time, one step at a time. You ain't got time to go and get the finest clothes and the luxury cars and the big mansion. You see what I'm saying? Because it's gonna fall down one day. Your body gonna have to go back to the dirt. And when your body go back to the dirt, you want your family to know, the ones that do care about you and the ones that don't care about you and the ones you probably never knew about. You want them to know that you lived a good life and you done much right as you can. You want to build a name for yourself, and if you're gonna build a name for yourself, you want to leave a legacy. You want to be able to leave that legacy because you don't want your little ones, and you don't want them and they and those to be able to go through the same thing that you went through. See, when you stop being selfish and you stop making things about yourself, when you stop trying to do everything by yourself, then you're gonna be all right. But as long as you tight, as long as you're stiff and you're moving like a robot, can't nobody tell you nothing, then that money is gonna be your power. That money is gonna abuse your head. That's why you got people that they might want to go and pick up a gun. They might want to go and do this and do that because they feel like they got power. But I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't no need for you to try to conquer the world by putting other people down. You want to kick people door in, and you want to tell them to get them up, and you want to tell them to stick them up. But I want you to know, God sits high and look low. You don't have to keep on doing right. Because if you keep on chasing that woman and chasing that man, and you're not trying to really, express yourself, you want to hate on somebody by assuming, you want to hate on somebody by not understanding, then you're going to have to recognize that everything happened for a reason. Either you're going through a storm, you're coming out of a storm, or you're in the middle of a storm. If you got a dream like Martin Luther King, if you've been to the promised land, and if you done seen the mountaintop, I need you to stand up and start believing in yourself a little bit more. In fact, a whole lot more. Because ain't nobody going to do nothing for you. I said, ain't nobody going to do nothing for you. I said, ain't nobody going to do anything for you unless you do it for yourself. You see? You're going to have to check yourself. If you didn't get it from mama, daddy growing up, then guess what? You're going to get it from the world. And if you're getting it from the world, I want you to pay attention. Because God sits high and God looks low. You see what I'm saying? And you got to be careful of entertaining strangers, because you never know if you're entertaining an angel unaware. But you got to be able to get that paddle. You got to be able to get that spanking. And you got to be able to get the lesson now. Ain't no need of you talking back and you know you're in the wrong. Ain't no need of you talking back and you know you was being slick. Ain't no need of you talking back and you know that you was trying to get away and you was trying to go astray. See, when God loves you, he's going to chastise you. He's going to make sure you come on back. Those that know their Father's voice, they will come closer. But if a stranger call, they will go away. Tough love is the best love. But sometimes you're going to have to let people go so you can find yourself. You see what I'm saying? You keep looking for love. You keep trauma bonding. You keep on thinking that you got it going on. And guess what? When somebody do you wrong, you're going to feel like, what did I do wrong? And I'm going to tell you what you did wrong. You didn't check yourself. You didn't make sure that you was minding your business. That pay you. Because when you're over in somebody else's business, you can't even see what's in front of you. So you're going to have to do what you got to do, even when you don't want to. You're going to have to show up, even when you don't want to show up. You're going to have to stand up, even when you don't want to stand up. You're going to have to speak up. You see what I'm saying? What you're smiling for ain't nothing funny. If you don't like how you're being treated, do something about it. If you don't like your life, then go ahead on and change it. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got no power over you. Only power they got over you is the power that you give them. If you keep on strutting around like a clown and you're raising your voice and you don't want to listen and you're constantly arguing, going back and forth because you want to speak up and let your voice be heard, you might be right, but you're right at the wrong time. You got to be able to sit down and listen. You got to be able to sit down and listen, and you got to listen more than you're talking. Because when you're in the class, the teacher ain't got time to focus on you because there's too many bodies in here. And if there's too many bodies in here, you need to be the one to be sitting in the front of the class because you just might miss some. And if you miss some, you can't blame nobody because you the one that wanted to go to the back of the class and play, and you the one felt like you had more time. Because you was having too much fun, and before you know the bell rung. And here you is like, whoa, wait a minute, hey, can I copy this down? And they like, no, I don't have time because the show must go on. And one monkey don't stop no show, and we ain't gonna let one bad apple spoil the whole tree. Sometimes you gotta cut your hand off just to save your arm. Sometimes you gotta cut off your leg just to save your thigh bone. And sometimes you gotta cut off your shoulders and just to, you see what I'm saying, just to keep it moving, because people will hold on to your leg like a crab in the bucket because they don't want you to get up. They say you can do good, but you just can't do better than me. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people want you to want them, but they don't want you. So you gotta want what wants you You can't keep chasing after what don't want you, and you're wondering why you're getting your heart broke. You're wondering why you can't find love, because you ain't going within. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? And you gotta be able to know that you have power over any demonic force, any satanic force. You see what I'm saying? No devil on earth, no devil in hell will be able to stand up against you. If you keep on speaking life, if you keep on doing right, if you keep on doing right by yourself, and you get your pad and your notebook down, you write your plan out, you know what I'm saying? Somebody told you to show up at 10 o'clock, then you need to write that down. Because sometimes the mind is easily distracted. But the more you go through, the more you're going to get to. The more you forgive and turn away from the ways of the world, the more God going to bless you. Because I'm going to tell you something. Whatever God got for you, can't nobody take that away. So you don't want to worry about who doing this or who doing that. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate you for your participation. I thank you for being here. I thank you for paying yourself. I thank you for loving yourself, and I thank you for checking yourself. Because I'm going to tell you something. You can never be God at giving. See, the more you give to people, even though they don't give back to you, that's going to be the more God bless you. You see what I'm saying? But see, a lot of people be looking for a handout. A lot of people be want you to need them. You need yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because if I got myself, all I need is God. You see what I'm saying? And greater is he that is within me than he's in the world. You see what I'm saying? So I want to trust myself before I trust somebody else. I want to be able to talk to myself and tell myself, you did a you had a fine, divine day, because you made it last and you made it count. You know you had them people looking up at you at the side of your head. You know you had people being envious of you. Every time you clock in and every time you walk in, you got somebody looking at you. You got somebody throwing stuff. They making noise. They trying to steal your attention. They want to steal your focus. They want to take you off that narrow path, because only a few will find it. And they see you shining, and when you're shining, they don't like it, and guess what? They're going to have to get to like it. Because the more you tell God thank you, and the more you love people, and the more you stop trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, and you stop giving people your last when you ain't got it, and only when you got it, God going to recognize your heart. You see what I'm saying? Just a little bit you got, God going to recognize, and God is going to honor it, because God know that was your last, and guess what? You was helping the needy, you weren't helping the greedy. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to repeat yourself. You just going to have to love yourself. If you let your yes be yes and your no be no, you going to be all right. Ain't no need for you smiling at your supervisor because they have some type of power and authority. Says who? You see what I'm saying? God said, if you're ashamed of me, I'm going to be ashamed of you. And how you going to win if you ain't right within? If you ain't right within, you can't love nobody. You can't make no connections. You don't want to help nobody because you're chasing a dollar in a dream. And you're chasing a dollar in a dream. I ain't going to knock you for chasing it, but I want you to know you can't do it alone. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to need help. You're going to have to educate yourself. You're going to have to check yourself. You're going to have to fall down and get back up. You might get tired, but be quiet and go to sleep. Rest your mind. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we need a timeout. But then sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you want to talk about this race and that race and saying, I don't know what that is. Well, you need to find out what a timeout is. You see what I'm saying? Stop discriminating against people. Stop thinking you got it going on to where you're better than somebody because God is blessing you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get so prideful and egotistical to where you can't be told anything. You think you know it all to where you can't stand to be corrected. And now you can't stand to be corrected. You got people that don't even want to be around you no more because they thought you was better than that. But I'm going to tell you something. If you missed the train, I want you to know another one's coming. But if you got somebody on your boat and they sink in your boat, I want you to throw them off the boat and throw them a life jacket, okay? And tell them when that next bus comes, you're going to be all right. But right now, you can only do as much as you can. Go lay down. Go lay down. Right now, you can only do what you can. Because how you going to win if you ain't right within? See what I'm saying? You got to mind the business that pay you now. You can't be trying to go after somebody what somebody else have. See what I'm saying? You can't do that now. Because now you're violating. And now you're stealing. You see? You ain't got time to be watching over your head when you're trying to rest. So it's best that you do the right thing even when people doing wrong by you. You're going to have to forgive them for they know not what they do. When you begin to live your life as a living sacrifice, I tell you what, God going to begin to see that you're not a selfish person. And the more you help people, the more you going to receive help. The more God going to put people in your path. You see what I'm saying? That's going to be able to help you. The more God going to put people in your path that's going to be able to bless you. You see what I'm saying? But it don't happen overnight. You're going to have to keep on perfecting your character. You're going to have to keep on having character. Because it ain't all about what you got. It ain't all about the fame and glamorous. It ain't all about the lights, camera, action. See, some people work their way up the ladder by getting on other people, kicking people while they down. You see what I'm saying? Some people like to do wrong by others and think God gonna bless them. You knew better. God was telling you to let go, and God was telling you to give them $100, but you said, "No, I'm just gonna give them $5." God was telling you to show your participation and show some gratitude, and some humility, and you said, "You know what? I don't know that person, so since I don't know them, I'm gonna judge the book by its cover." And since you want to judge the book by the cover, God is going to judge you. You see what I'm saying? There's only one judge. And I want you to know you got to go within. Because if you don't go within, how you going to win if you ain't right within? If you don't lay down and get you some rest, and if you don't drink your water and, mind your business, then guess what? I don't know what to tell you because time ain't going to wait on you. And if you don't get up on time, if you don't go to work on time, they're going to boot you out of there, And guess what? They're going to have somebody to fill your position. So I know you're tired of bowing down, and I know you're tired of sitting down. I know you're tired. Stop. I know you're tired. Lay down. I know you're tired. I know you're tired of crying. I know you're tired of people telling you what they gonna do, and you're giving them your last, and you're looking for them to show up for you, and it just seems like it. If you keep on, it just seems like it. Yeah, if you keep on, you just seem like it. If you keep on and keeping on, and it just seems like if you keep on giving and giving, then they love you. But if you don't give to them, it seems like they abandoned you. But now you abandoned yourself because you didn't check yourself. And if you don't check yourself, that's bad for your health. If you want to check everybody else before you check yourself, then who can you blame when you're feeling ashamed? Sometimes you're just going to have to feel the emotions. Sometimes you're just going to have to go through the emotions. Sometimes life come at you so fast you ain't got time to cry. You ain't got time to process and eliminate your thoughts. But I want you to know you the generator, you the operator, and you the destroyer. It's the God in you which makes you a God, so don't get scared now. You've been looking outside of yourself and you've been bowing down to powers, and now you're feeling powerless, and now you want to be able to move out of that situation, but you don't know how because you ain't quieting your mind down. You ain't trusting yourself. You ain't going within. You keep on calling your friend. You keep on calling your family. You probably get down on your knees and your dog or your cat right there or your parrot. You want to talk to somebody because don't nobody want to say anything to you because you're too righteous. You got a big heart. What you doing coming in here talking about all that God stuff and God gonna bless you. You see what I'm saying? If they turning a dead ear, then you need to dust your feet and keep it moving because you can't take everybody with you. But the time is now. And if you waste time, you probably ain't gonna be able to make time the next day. Every day you wake up, you want to start now. You want to hit the ground running. You ain't got time to worry about who did it and what for. If you're feeling like, if you done came a long way and you had to do what you had to do, don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let your heart turn cold. Don't you fold under Give me a second, y'all. Don't you fold under pressure. Because if there's no pain, then there's no gain. But if you want to make anything out of yourself, you're going to be able to say yes. You got to be able to treat people how you want to be treated. You can't keep on walking around talking about, woe is me. I need help. I had to, I had to do it on my own. So I don't want to help nobody. I don't want to give into anybody. Because I don't want nobody doing better than me. See, you can't have that selfish attitude now. You're going to have bodies piling up. You're going to have people being afraid. They don't want to come outside. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to go and talk to their neighbors. You see what I'm saying? Because we've been bamboozled, and we've been rocked to sleep so long. We don't know why mom and dad, and sister and brother, uncle, auntie, his cousin is so divided. You go on a job and it seems like nobody want to get along with you. Seems like everybody is turning against you. Everybody coming together just to make you look down. Just they don't want you to look up. Every time you get a piece of peace, here come that evil knocking at your door. Here come that evil trying to get you provoked. Here come that evil trying to get you to do something that you may later regret. But I want you to know God ain't going to never leave you or forsake you. As you walk through the valley of the shadows of death, you should fear no evil. Understand what I'm saying now? So you got to keep that forgiving heart. You got to keep showing up even when you don't want to. You got to keep showing love even though you don't want to. Now I'll be right back. Let me let my dog in. I can hear her out there complaining, but I might make her wait a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? She ain't got no bills to pay. They been stressing me out, and they been wearing me down all day, barking and hollering, and they want water, then they want some food to eat, then they want to go outside, then they want to sit on the couch, then they want to get in the bed, then they just want to, I sit down at the table and try to get myself together and, put a bite of food in my mouth, and here they is right there staring at me. So, I can't get tired. I got mouths to feed. And as long as you got mouths to feed, you ain't got time to be smoking weed and drinking because you ain't thinking. You ain't going to be able to function like that. You ain't going to be able to keep up, and you constantly putting things inside of your temple to where it's gonna destroy you. Because when you got so many years just to get things done, you see what I'm saying? When the soul is willing and the flesh is weak, the soul is crying from the rooftop, and you keep on being distracted. So when you feeling like you're getting a breath of fresh air, somebody might call your phone. Your dog might get to barking. The cats might get to acting up. You might have the roaches start coming out the woodwork. You might have the power to go off of anything. Anything the devil can do to distract you, he's gonna do it. But I want you to know you are powerful. You are more powerful than the devil ever will be. But I need you to start trusting in yourself because you was righteous by nature. You was righteous by law. You got a good heart, and you feel like nobody understands your good heart, and you wonder where you get it from. And you wonder, is something wrong with me? Because if I'm walking with my head up, why everybody walking looking down? And why everybody feeling like they need to team up and come against me? Just poor old me. I'm standing in need. I'm calling on God. God ain't gonna never leave me or forsake me. As long as God don't leave me or forsake me, I'm gonna make it. Because if God did it before, God will do it again. But I need you to start believing in yourself a whole lot more. Give yourself permission to be great. Give yourself permission to fail. Give yourself permission to cry. Give yourself permission. Because with your permission, you can do anything you put your mind to. Don't you let this world blind you from the truth. Sometimes the truth is right in your face. But you might be looking for love in all the wrong places. It's a cold world out here now. Misery loves company. Some people want to see you down. Some people don't want to help you or support you. You see what I'm saying? But you got to have enough love I said you gotta have enough love to go around. You gotta know what goes up come down. You know, it's better to give than to receive. Because if you keep on doing right by people and they keep doing wrong by you, God ain't got no choice but to bless you. Because he see what they doing. God see what them people doing to you. You ain't by yourself. You got angels all around you protecting you. You think you got here by yourself? And sometimes it take a village to raise a child. You know, if you ain't got mom and daddy there for you, and you had to get out the house early, you had to find out early, and you had to get it early. So yeah, tell yourself that you're proud of yourself. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with you getting up and going out and doing it for yourself. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I have a problem if you just fell down and didn't try to get up. You ain't try to do nothing for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to seek and find. Because if you seek and find, and if you're not, guess what? The door just might open up for you. You see? And the more you give, the more God gonna give to you. The more you bless others, the more God gonna bless you. See, it's like a currency, and it's like a energy or a frequency, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to get your mind right. You see what I'm saying? You got to be able to humble yourself, and you got to be able to help somebody else. It ain't all about money. Why don't you go volunteer yourself? Because if you ain't got the knowledge, then you going to believe what somebody tell you. You see what I'm saying? You're going to get tricked out your spot because you're not mindful and you're not aware. You want somebody to read it to you, but you don't want to go get it for yourself. You want somebody to you know, you want somebody. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes you just gotta be a nobody, trying to tell everybody about somebody that can save anybody. But that path is narrow now. A lot of people don't want to do the work. A lot of people don't want to do what they have to do to get out of their situation. You see what I'm saying? They keep sleeping on themselves. They keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I mean, what's the point? Why would I do it for? Don't nobody else care about me. So you need to care about yourself. See what I'm saying? You can't keep on medicating your feelings by taking drugs and drinking, talking about, I'm going to do it in moderation. I'm just going to smoke a little bit now, and, I might smoke a little bit later. But guess what? Tomorrow ain't promised. So if you don't take care of yourself, why you want somebody else to take care of you? They told you what to do. They told you to read the label. Take so many at a time. You see? But it's all right. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Don't be going back and forth with no devils. Don't be going back and forth with no demons. Because I'm going to tell you something. The more you going back and forth with them, the more you delaying your process. The more you delaying yourself from getting up and moving up. So you're going to have to be able to forgive. You're going to have to be able to live. And the time is now. You don't want nobody doing nothing for you that you can do for yourself. Because if you get too comfortable by letting somebody else do for you, you might become a cripple. You see what I'm saying? You might not know what to do if they leave you. You talking about, I want a woman or a man to cook for me. I want a woman or a man to do this for me. But you can do it for yourself. And you want to keep doing it for yourself. Because if they don't want to do it for you, at least you done it for you. And now you're not waiting on them to do anything for you. I know you get tired sometimes. I know you get lonely. I know you're tired of going back and forth, and every time it seems like you got it together, here it is, something else try to get you together. So I need you to keep in mind that the sun is going to shine. The sun is going to shine so bright, you just got to stay in the light, because you can't hide. Because you've been on that mountaintop, and you got so much light, everybody's starting to gravitate to you. Maybe they gravitate to you for the right reason. Maybe they gravitate to you for the wrong reason. But I want you to understand, it ain't about no money. Whoever said talk was cheap, I think they was lying. Because I'm going to tell you something. Conversation rule the nation. But it ain't about no hustle. It ain't about no let's get quick Let's get rich real quick. Let me rob Peter to pay Paul. Let me, it ain't about that. You got to be able to build family. You got to be able to show some love. You got to be able to build the kingdom. How you going to build a kingdom if you don't love yourself? You only want to get the money. You only want to fill up your stomach. And you only want to make enough money just to do something for yourself. You got to be able to let go and let God. You got to be able to love when it's easy, and you got to be able to love when it's hard. And when you love when it's easy, it's going to get hard. And when you love when it's hard, it's going to get easy. Anything worth having is worth fighting for and waiting for. You don't want anything that's free. You don't want anything that come too quick. You want to test the spirit by the spirit. But God is not a man that he should lie. And you is not a man. And you is not a woman. Because you're not human. And you is not your body. As long as you know you're not your body. As long as you know the flesh is at war with the spirit. And the spirit is willing. And the flesh is weak. I don't need you to speak about it. I need you to know about it. Because when you know about it, knowledge is power, and you stop judging a book by its cover, then you will soon realize that you has been the one the whole time. You're gonna realize all the good that you've done by people is gonna begin to pay off. But then don't you be looking for a payoff. You see what I'm saying? Because money ain't everything. Money ain't everything. Money is just a tool. That's why if you get enough of it, you need to burn the rest of it. What you gonna do with it anyway? You ain't giving it away. You ain't trying to help the poor. You're just trying to build it up just to watch it all fall away. You see what I'm saying? But see, everything you touch, I said everything you touch, I want you to know that it's going to turn to gold. I want you to know that you are golden. I want you to know that you've been chosen to do right. You've been chosen to live life, and you've been chosen to forgive and turn away from the ways of the world. You've been chosen. That's why you got a lot of people coming up against you. That's why you got a lot of people that's smirking at you and frowning at you. All they doing is trying to down you, because you got people around you that's going to try their best to down you, because they rather, instead of them congratulating you, they rather hate on you. Instead of them crowning you, they rather down you. But I want you to adjust your crown, and I want you to stop looking down now. I need you to stick your chin up, hold your chest up, and I want you to face up. I want you to mind over matter. I want you to take control of your body, and I want you to do what you gotta do, and don't tell nobody how good God has been to you until you tell yourself. And when you tell yourself God been good to you, now you can go tell somebody else. You don't want to hear what anybody say to you. You don't want to hear what anybody got to say until you tell yourself that I deserve to be blessed. I deserve to live life more abundantly. I deserve to live life more abundantly. I deserve, because I had to fight. All my life I had to fight, and I didn't get her overnight. See, a lot of people don't take you serious because they say you don't look like what you've been through. And here you is trying to prove them right, that you don't look like what you've been through. You just need to tell God thank you. You need to be able to testify about the things that God has brought you out of, and all the good deeds that you done by people. You never know who you was helping. You never know who you was giving to. So when you're talking to somebody that you don't know, when you're entertaining a stranger, you might be entertaining an angel. Yeah. And when you're entertaining that angel, unawarely, they touch your heart, and that's God telling you to give, okay? So don't you play with yourself now, because you're talking about, I ain't giving you my money. I don't want your money. I want you to pay yourself. I want you to help yourself. I want you to check yourself now. You got to present yourself as a living sacrifice. You can't do it all day and night. You're gonna have to sit down somewhere and mind your business. But if you don't know how to mind the business that pay you, this world is gonna slay you. Because now you're talking more than you're listening. And if you think you know it all, I said if you think you know it all, you know it all, you know it all. And if that's what you think, I need you to practice what you preach. Yeah. There's something wrong with me. Every time I'm alone with you, you keep talking about you loving me. Baby, your propane is on my mind. Why don't you? What'd he say? 'Cause you keep telling me this and telling me that. You say once I'm with you, you never go back. Well, here is a lesson that I wanna preach. Here I am, baby. Practice what you preach. You see? You gotta be able to show up the same way you showed up yesterday, and the day before, and the day after. And you gotta continue to perfect your character. It don't matter if somebody being negative. It don't matter if somebody being cruel, somebody being rude to you. They ain't trying to help you. They ain't trying to tell you which way to go. They want to ignore you. They want to act like you're not important. When you doing all that supporting, you doing all that giving, you doing all that loving, you doing all that hugging. You're constantly standing up. You know they don't like you, but God say love them anyway. You know they got a problem with you, but God say help them anyway. As long as you being obedient, I want you to know that you're gonna get your way out. I want you to know help is on the way. God is about to blow your mind in a way like never before because you've been doing too much good and now you're about to reap your reward. Because the more you do good, the more God gonna do good to you. I say the more you treat people how you want to be treated, the more God gonna treat you. And when you treat people how you want to be treated, the more God gonna send people to treat you. You see what I'm saying? And it never stop. God ain't gonna let you beat him at giving. Come on now. Come on, you gotta think more than you're talking. But I can feel when the evil is in the air. And if that evil is in the air, I need you to be quiet, hold your head up, pay attention. But I want you to think more than you talk. Because if you think more, if you speak more than you're listening, then you might miss something. Even if you're right, you need to be quiet. Even if you're wrong, you need to be quiet. That way you can go in your mind and you probably can hear something that you never heard before because you're so looking outside. You're so used to looking outside yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know, it don't take all that. But you know, everything happened for a reason. And God is good. And the more you love your brother, the more you hug your brother, the more God gonna love you. What's up? What's up, Danielle? Daniel Barris, how you doing? How everybody doing today? I didn't I didn't lost myself on this live, y'all, but that's all right because I'm usually saying, hey, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, let it spread throughout the algorithms. But sometimes you just gotta show up and you just gotta speak up because you ain't got enough time to talk about everything and address it at one time. That's why when you're in the front of the class, you get everything you need to know. But if you're in the middle of the class, you just might get half of it. But those of you that's in the back of the class, you might have to come back tomorrow. But tomorrow ain't promised. You might have to pay some money. You see what I'm saying? Because you want everything free. And once you get it free, you don't want to give it away for free. And when you want everything free, everything end up costing you. Because you thought because you got in the door for free, you thought you can stay for free. because you didn't want to give anything free because you thought you had to have some money. Ain't you tired of exchanging your time for money? Ain't you tired of chasing money? Ain't you tired of loving that money? You know what I'm saying? You gotta stop worrying about what people think about you and how people feel about you. What do you say about you? Do you love you? Do you honor you? Do you respect you? You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be able now. You're gonna have to know. And when you know what you know, it's gonna be alright. But I'm gonna get up off here, y'all. I've been on here for almost an hour and 11 minutes and probably 25 seconds. But guess what? I can go for probably 5, maybe 6, 8, 9, 10 more hours. I probably been here by myself, but if need be, you know. But we gotta get it done, y'all. We gotta start now. We can't keep waiting around. Practice make perfect. The more you practice on it, the more you practice on it, and the more you practice on it. The more you write it down, and the more you write it down and write it down, the more you see it. And the more you see it, the more you're gonna see it. And then if you can see it in front of you, you probably can crawl to it. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta choose yourself, or you lose yourself. Because you got a whole lot of people out here that don't want to see you make it. So I'm going to land my plane right there. I got to go fuel it up with a little bit jet fuel, you know what I'm saying? Some type of fuel, I don't know. But before you get an attitude, I need you to check yourself and help yourself before you wreck yourself. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Stay divine and stay divine. And right now is the time. Don't wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow ain't promised. You see what I'm saying? Don't stay